I bring to the table common sense. My initial degree is in marine transportation. I studied the movements of cargo. Operating as the Lloyd's agent for a major territory within North America, I investigate industrial accidents and issues, salvage items, have flown all over the world to lift, do, and move things, somewhat like mega movers on TV. That's what initially gives me the opportunity to travel as I do. I tend to take projects where I want to do my research. As I looked at the Great Pyramid, I realized that most of the people who have written on the Great Pyramid have never built anything, they've never moved anything, and they would never be invited on to a mega mover project to consult on what I do. As I went to Egypt, I was asked to come and teach them how to move jack-up drilling rigs in the Red Sea, giving me a unique perspective on heavy lift movements within the region. But as I looked at the Great Pyramid, I saw it not so much as an epic building project, but an incredible mobilization project. If we look at the Great Pyramid as the largest rock pile in the world, and I don't say that to remove any of the mystique, but just establish what it is. It is the largest rock pile in the world. It's a phenomenal mobilization project. It's a cargo work masterpiece to move that much material, that many movements successfully. After finishing my transportation degree, I traveled globally. I've lived, worked, and traveled in 60 countries, giving me the opportunity to see past certain cultural mysticisms, and it gave me the ability to understand languages and cultures in a third-party context. Unfortunately, as I found, as we look into archaeology and discoveries, very often the discovery itself is tainted by the discoverer. As I've shared with many people very often, and it's in one of my books, Volume 1 of the Pyramid series, Solomon series, Great Pyramid Mystery Resolved. If we took a city in ruins, and we, in the 1950s, and we put a communist, a capitalist, and a socialist on 3 different corners of the same city in ruins, had them excavate towards the middle, meet in the middle at some given point, and discuss their findings, each one of the 3 would typically find a city much like the culture where they came from. All 3 discoverers would discover a different city even though they're standing on the same site, because their perspective is often twisted by where they come from and their world knowledge, their worldview. So by bringing a worldview from multiple cultures, I've got a master's in business, by bringing an economic effect. I mean, for every epic building project in the world, since the beginning of time, there's an economic value. Having a master's in business helps to bring these things together and say, remove yourself as a third party and say, at what point was our perspective on the pyramids or any ancient civilization twisted by the background of the discoverer? What I often found is that many great archaeologists, after spending years digging on a site, may have been digging on a hunch that maybe never profited. One of those hunches is a foundational tenet of our pyramid knowledge. Virtually everyone in the world knows that the pyramids of Egypt are tombs. What they don't tell us is never, ever in the history of the world has anyone ever found a pharaoh mummy, or pharaoh remains in a pyramid in Egypt. It was an early hunch that was never proved out. So I guess to shorten my answer, the fact that I brought a level-headed, common-sense approach of industrial investigation to exploration of the pyramid gave me insight that's been clouded by mystic pursuits for a long time.